Hey guys, welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm making sausage apple bake. And the ingredients that I'm using, I need a stick of butter, 2 apples, a package of smoked sausage, parsley flakes, 2 onions, non-stick cooking spray, salt and pepper, and we have some Crisco shortening. Alright, now let me begin. I've got my oven turned on to 400 and it's got to be really hot before we put it in the oven. We'll need a skillet and casserole dish. Now, I'm going to grease my casserole dish with this shortening. Let me see, I have a paper towel here. Okay. And let me just oil it down really well. Okay, that's all we need with the shortening here. That's not part of the food ingredient. Okay. Now that we got our casserole dish oiled, I'm going to put it to the side. And I'm going to turn on my skillet here. Let me see. And I'm going to spray it with non-stick cooking spray. I'm also going to add a tablespoon of butter. 2 tablespoons. I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of butter in the skillet. Now, it's going to start to melt. I had softened it, but it's going to start to melt when you don't want to burn your butter, so you got to keep a close eye out on it because I got this stove turned up just a little bit. And I don't want to burn my butter. Let me see. Oh, we're good. Okay. While that's melting, we're going to take our 2 onions and we have to slice them. We have to slice 2 onions. Okay. And here we have our sliced onions. About that much. Slice them up. And we're going to add it to our skillet. Okay. And we're going to let it saute in here with the butter for maybe 5 minutes at the most. Not very long. Just to get it covered with butter really well. All the slices here. We have it turned up medium-like so that it will saute a little quicker. Just get it all coated with the butter. And we'll know it's ready when the onion slices begin to get a little bit limp. Once they start getting limp, then we'll know it's ready to come out of the skillet. Give it a couple of more minutes. Okay. See if we can multitask a little bit here. Here I have my smoked sausage. And we're going to open It's an easy open package. Let me just pull it apart here. There we go. Good. Now, we want to cut 1.5 inches apart, not all the way through, just a little slit on the top, about 1.5 inches. And while that's just popping away, let me kind of turn this. It's doing just what I wanted to do here. The onions are starting to saute. Still give it a few more minutes. Okay, now back to the sausage. About 1.5 inches. We're not going to cut it all the way through, not even all the way halfway, just on the top a little bit. 1.5 inches apart. And while this is ready, I'm going to set it aside, and we'll toss our sliced onions a little more. Starting to get a little limp, starting to heat up. Okay. Make sure it goes all through. All the slices get the butter on it, so it gives it a little different flavor. Okay. And since I'm going to put it in the oven for about 10 or 15 minutes, I am not going to over saute it. Just when it starts to get limp is when I want to take it out. Okay. Casserole dish here. Now, I want to pour my onions into the casserole dish. Okay. We'll put this to the side. Now we have to cut our onions up. Not our onions, excuse me. Our apples. And what we're going to do, I'm going to leave the skin on this. I'm just going to get the top and the bottom center out. Okay. So. And I'm going to slice it in half. And I'm going to slice it down the middle again. Now I'm going to get the seeds, the center out here. Like that. Okay? Just like that. Alright? Make sure we get the seeds out. Now, and then I'm going to cut it one more time down the middle, like so. Just quarter it, like slices like that. Okay? It just gives us a little bit extra here, spreading it out a little more, giving us a little more apple. Okay? All right. Now, after we've quartered our apples, our 2 apples, we bring this back over here, our casserole dish. We now want to add the apples to the casserole on top of the onions. Okay. Now we want to salt and pepper. Just salt and pepper it for seasoning. Sprinkle it on top. It's the pepper. I like to use the coarse ground pepper, black pepper. And we'll just sprinkle a little salt on it for a little seasoning. Okay? Not too much. Then we want to add our sausage. That's the last thing we put on top. Okay? Now, I have two tablespoons of butter that I'm going to have to melt. We'll melt that about 10 seconds, no longer. Because you don't want to cook the butter, you just want to melt it. Okay. If you don't have a microwave, you can just like put it in a little pan and warm and melt it on the stove. Now, what we want to do is we want to take the 2 tablespoons of melted butter and just drizzle it on top of our sausage, apple, and onion bake. Alright, now, that's it, guys. We want to put it in the oven and we want to bake it for about 10 minutes. 15 is the longest. You don't want to leave it in there too long. And when you're done with it, it comes out the oven and it looks like this. Here we have my sausage apple bake. And it's pretty good. A little different, but tasty. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you later.